Welcome to cooking cheap, easy, and tasty meals. I'm going to make carrot bread. I'm going to make it half and half whole wheat and regular flour. So I'm going to start off with 1 cup of whole wheat flour. Half a cup, 1 cup. Now we have 1 cup of whole wheat flour. Now we're going to add 1 cup of regular all-purpose flour. There's half a cup, 1 cup. So we have 2 cups of flour. They're just 2 different kinds of flour. This is a no yeast bread. So the advantage of that is it's going to rise using the eggs and the baking sodas in it. So we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda. We're going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of salt because I'm going to use salted butter for this recipe. We're going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and about 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. So that should give it a little extra flavor. Now we're going to whisk together the dry ingredients. That looks good. The next thing we're going to add is 1/4 cup of butter. And we want 1/4 cup of honey. So what I've taken is 1/4 cup measuring cup, and I have sprayed it with a spray oil, and I'm going to put 1/4 cup of honey in it, and then I'm going to pour it out. And by spraying the oil in it, it doesn't stick very much. See, only a little tiny bit stuck, and the rest came out fairly quickly and easily. So that's a little trick you can use to make getting honey or some other sticky substance, molasses or something like that, out of a measuring cup fairly easy. Now when you're making something that is going to count on eggs for the rise, it's always good to have the eggs out of the refrigerator for a while. I, of course, did not do that. So I put my eggs in some warm water for a few minutes, and hopefully that'll be enough time to get them warm enough that they won't be a hinder to the rise. Okay, and I'm going to whisk this together also. This is honey, eggs, and butter. This is going to go into, it's the wet mixture, and it's going to go into the dry flour mixture. So I'm just trying to get it mixed together. I'm going to add carrot to this, and this carrot is going to be the main ingredient of the carrot flavoring. If you have a favorite carrot, not that I have a favorite carrot, but if you do, you may want to see if you can find those and use them. It turns out that this is a carrot that I buy at a local vegetable stand that's not the kind you're buying prepackaged at the store, and it actually does seem to have a little more flavor when you cook with it. I made a choice. I may be fooling myself, but I think it has a better flavor. Okay, the last ingredient I'm going to add to the wet mixture is 1/4 cup of chopped walnuts to give the overall mixture a little crunch. Walnuts and carrots go together pretty well, so I think that's going to be a good choice. I have pecans, but somehow pecans just didn't strike me as the right thing to add. I'm sure they'd be fine. Here's the dry mixture, and here's the wet mixture, which I'm going to add to it. And then I'm going to stir these together until I get a nice batter. So here we go. It takes a little while to get this to mix up because whole wheat flour is really dry. It takes a while to get everything to come together. I don't know if whole wheat flour is any drier than any other flour, but it just seems that when you're working with it, it doesn't absorb the liquids very well. And you end up with a really dry mixture, which this is certainly feeling like. I'm going to take it, finish bringing it together with my hands. Sticky dough, it just feels drier on the outside. Once we get all the flour mixed in, it won't feel that way. It's coming together pretty well. All right, now we have our carrot bread dough. Okay, I've sprayed our loaf pan with some spray oil, and I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper in to help lift the bread out when it's finished. A couple of approaches to adding parchment paper. A lot of people will rumple it up before they do this because it seems to make it go in easier, which I think is probably a good idea, but I didn't do that. Now we're going to take the bread and we're going to push it down into the loaf pan to make it fit. Try and make it even. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to stick it in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, I got the bread out of the oven. It took about 45 minutes, but check it at 40 because it certainly was close at 40. My oven is probably running a little cool. Okay, it came out real easy with the parchment paper. Looks really nice. I'm gonna let it cool for a little while and then I'm gonna cut it. There we have it, a loaf of carrot bread ready to slice and eat. It's not as pretty as I would have liked, but it still tastes great. I hope you try it and I hope you enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give us a like. Thank you.